Hey, happy Friday. Welcome to another edition of Many Voices of the Community, presented by me, myself, MoMo Love. I was wondering, while we were all going through this quarantine virus or this quarantine stay at home, what we could do to try to cope and how we can deal with it, because we're all going through, we're all suffering some kind of way, even though we may not, actually say it. I think that we are. And I wanted to take some time to reach out to my friends and family about what we may be going through. I so appreciate the guests that I had this week. I'm bringing this Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays because during the weekday you can catch me live on Ablazin Radio during the midday, your midday reggae mix with MoMo in the midday. And this idea came into my head to reach out to friends and family who might be struggling the same way that I am, whether you're single, whether you have your own business, whether, you're out of work, you're working from home, you're homeschooling. We're all just trying to figure this thing out. And as I wait for my guests to pop up, I'm just trying to explain as to why this idea came to my mind. I'm sure I'm not the only one doing it. I'm sure I'm not the first one that's doing it, but just checking in because, we have House Party, we have Duo, we have, Facebook, we have all of these ways that we can stay and keep connected with one another. But, this was just my way of getting my voice heard out there and hearing the voice of the community. Yep, I'm just waiting for my guests to come on in the room, as they say. Not necessarily people, because don't you just dislike when people are doing Instagram and I'm waiting for more people to come in. Everybody might not want to see you. So I'm just going to go ahead and start talking. And whoever catches up. But, I'm definitely waiting for my guests to join. I, just wanted to let you guys know, hey, Big Art, thank you so much for joining and holding the faith. I hope you are keeping the faith. So, as I was saying, I just wanted to start this Many Voices of the Community. It's MINI, but I think I want to change it to Many, MANY. We're all struggling throughout this coronavirus. Something changes on a daily basis. I want to thank the guests that I had this week. And I'm doing it Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, just from 5 to 5:20. It depends on how the conversation goes. I want to thank my ladies who joined me earlier this week. Lisa and Lisa, who's the owner of the Jerk Pit. My guest is saying he doesn't know how to get in. Lisa from the Jerk Pit here in College Park, Maryland. Then I had Chardale Moore, who is the owner of More Motivational LLC. And then yesterday we had Bobette Plummer, Miss Nookie. She is the host of Relationships and Sex on irishandchin.com. And she is talking some good stuff, okay? So we learned from her last night how, the new thing is duo and dating, where you do a virtual date. And she was talking about how, that might be the new craze. You can go ahead and date and duo and maybe get a little freaky with it. I mean, okay. I don't know. I mean, I'm still trying to wrap my head around who paying for my date. But anyway. All right, I see my guest. He is singer, songwriter. He is actually 1/3 of the mighty. Round of applause for Eric Nolan Grant. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Hello.
Hey, niece.
Hi, Unc.
How you doing?
I'm wonderful. You know, I was telling a few folks that's on my live. I started this because we're all going through something. You know what I'm saying? It's rough out here. The virus, the Rona got us. We up and down. Our leader don't know what he talking about, just spewing trash out his mouth. I call him the local dumpster. And I just wanted to reach out to friends and family and members of the community who own businesses and so forth and so on. Try to give some hope and inspiration. So I'm so glad that you, singer-songwriter, 1/3 of the mighty OJs, Mr. Eric Nolan Grant, has us today. And I just wanted to ask, Unc, how are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. I'm cool. I'm out the way, man. Corona don't live here.
Okay. Claim it in the name.
She don't pay no bills. She ain't got no business here.
Okay. I love it. But what were your first thoughts of it? You know, when you first heard the news, whether you heard it in November or January or March when they shut down, what were your first thoughts about it?
I was a little naive about it because I thought that it was going to be something that was going to be embarrassing. I thought it was going to be something that they would come up with, a vaccine for. I thought it would be something that, wouldn't put a freeze on the whole world because I knew that, they had so much to lose for it to come to a complete halt like this. And I knew that there was a lot of lives at stake and a lot of money's involved, and that would stop everything and everybody, and it would put us in such a financial crunch. I just knew that they weren't going to let that happen because this is an evil country, and money is the root of it.
Yes, sir.
And I knew they wasn't going to let that happen, and I guess I was just so wrong because actually when they right before they shut down the restaurants and all of that, I was in New York. I was in Rochester actually, and my daughter was like, "Get out of there!" She was like, "Get out of there!" She's like, "Dad, come home." So I came home that Sunday. I did my radio show that Monday because Sunday the station was shut down, but because I can run my own board, I produce my own show. Well, what they did was they let me come in that Monday and Tuesday, which was the 16th and the 17th of March. And I did the radio show, and they left. They left the building. I just did the show, and then they came back when the show was over with, and they let me out. So what I did when I came home I never left back out. Because I had a couple of shows in the can already, so they were able to use those shows. I just didn't come back out for a month. I just stayed in. I had my daughter Erica. She brought me some groceries, and I just never left home.
Okay.
But I think I was a little naive about it, Mo, because I actually thought that they weren't going to let this cripple. I didn't think that they would do that. I thought that they would have answers. I mean, I know who our leader is, but I thought at least the people that work with him would have answers. See, sometimes, the leader sometimes can just be the face. And there's other people back behind them that's pulling strings, that's making things happen, which makes you look good. You know what I mean?
And, in all honesty, this thing came... It came out of nowhere, even though they had enough warning. They had enough warning. And it's so scary because it's like air. Like, you don't know if you can touch this or touch that, or if you do touch it, what's going to happen. And it messed with my mentals, Unc. And to know that you're in there, for a month, like... You have a little something to hold on to, but how's your mentals been? Like,
excellent. This is mind over matter with me. I'm a mental guy. You know what I mean? Like, I could be secluded. And I was taught a long time ago by my grandmother. She told me that in order to stay home and make yourself happy, you have to surround your things with the things that make you happy. And that's basically what I've done. And usually when I'm on tour, when I come home, I seclude myself anyway. I stay in the house anyway.
Because you have so much going on and coming at you, I'm sure.
And it got to be a bit much after a while. You know what I'm saying? Eddie had been telling me, because I was like, I'm going to keep on going out. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it real.
Eddie not going to stop.
No, you're going to get enough of keeping it real, bro. You're going to get enough of that. They're going to wear you out. So when I would go to different places, and, every time I stepped in the door, it was, Eric, whatever, is in the building. But then and it just got to be a bit much, Mo. So when I come off tour, which I use that as my going out, I stay in the house anyway. So I'm cool. I'm in my comfort zone. I'm good. Yeah. I haven't buckled yet. The walls haven't caved in on me. I'm finding out now that I have some TV stations that I didn't know I had before. I didn't know half of this stuff was on my television.
You are one of the mentally strong people, but there are some people out there that are going stir crazy. They don't know what to do. They've watched enough TV. They've read enough books. They've cleaned out the closet. What words of advice or any inspiration or suggestions, for that matter, can you give to somebody who's really feeling like they're hopeless?
The thing that I can tell them is just basically what worked for me. I plan my day by certain, by certain things on television. Like, I know when I get up, I'm going to watch the news. I'm going to do that. By 10 o'clock, I'm watching First Take. It's on Twitter. I'm watching the news again. And then 1 o'clock, I'm even watching something on Netflix, or I'm doing some work, I'm getting this house together, cleaning up. And then by 3 o'clock, I'm watching Family Feud. 4 o'clock, I'm right back watching. I have a time. I put myself on some kind of time and give myself something to do. Yeah. People who don't have anything to do, they're going to lose it. Yeah. If you don't figure out what to do, there is something to do every day. Every day of your life is something to do, even if it's just as much as cleaning out the garage. Yeah. Or cleaning up the basement, or doing things that you've been putting off.
But you've been putting it all.
Do it. See, this is the touchy part. This is when you find out if you really like her, or if she really likes you.
Right.
This is when you find out. We usually have that escape. We usually can go play ball. We usually can go shoot pool. We can go to the strip club. We can go kick it. But when you gotta stay there with her, buddy, and she got to be around you, and she no outlet. This is when you know. This is when you know, man, because that's not no easy thing. Yeah. That's why I've always said, if you're gonna marry, or you're going to shack up, or which I don't believe in shacking up, but if you're going to marry your friend, marry your best friend. Yeah.
You're right. I was thinking about the married couples out there. The first couple of weeks, I know it was all gravy. That bed was rocking. They was having such a good time being around each other. Now it's like you said, it's no corner I can go to. It's no club I can go to. It's no boy's house I can go to. I can't even just, sit in the bathroom for a couple of hours without somebody knocking on the door.
Can't do it. Oh, it gets small. It gets small. I don't care how big your house is. It gets small. It's just like, you here? You still here? So I'll just say there's always something to do.
Yeah.
Find you something to do. And I guarantee your day will go fast. I've been in this house so long. I just realized that it was May. I just realized it's May. And come the 16th, I would have been in this house for 2 months.
Oh, Unc, are you at least getting out, taking a walk?
I get out. You know what, Anise, my getting out is going to do the show. I'm doing the show live now, and that's 3 days a week. So that's my, you know what I'm saying. And then, and a couple of days that we had those 60s and those 70s, I opened up the garage door and I cleaned out the garage, and I just sat in the driveway, which I've never done this before. I've been here 18 years. I've never sat in the driveway and listened to.
That's old school. That's old school, right?
I know. I was like, holy moly! Oh man, I'm sitting in the driveway. I got my little Bluetooth box right there, and I'm just listening to this dramatic. And I'm like, whoa, this
nice.
This is kind of cool.
Nice. All right, so what about your health? What about eating? Are you cooking more? Are you eating out more? What's happening?
Sweetheart, I'm burning more. I'm burning up more food. I know that. I tried to.
You never known how to cook. You never known how to cook.
I promise you. Listen, man. I know how to cook my little favorites, my little spaghetti and my sloppy joe. I just found out that I really don't know how to bake chicken because it came out dry. I found out I didn't know how to make meatloaf. No matter how many ingredients you give me, you can give me all the ingredients. It still come out looking like a big old hamburger, like a brown hamburger. I don't know what I do wrong. I'm struggling, bro.
Y'all help Eric Nolan Grant out. Listen, that is hilarious.
So Erica,
that is so funny.
She'll cook me something to eat. Erica cook me something to eat and bring it over, and I just warm it up.
Love your daughter. Love her.
I tried though. I tried. So I stick to my cereal. And my bananas
you got all the good nutrition there. You got your milk, you got your grains, you got your oats.
Absolutely. I'm good. I feel good. I think that the only thing that I'm fiending for is to get back on stage. My radio show is my alter ego. That's more of an outlet for me.
Yeah.
'Cause I play the music, you know what I'm saying? And I can feel that part of it.
Yeah.
But I really want to get back on stage.
Now, it's funny you say that because the industry has been hit hard. I mean, I feel for all of my favorite entertainers. And how has this affected you personally? I mean, I know you have the radio gig, but as far as not being able to tour with the OJs, how is that affecting you?
It hasn't affected me yet.
Okay.
And I think it hasn't affected me yet because this is how I digest things. And like I told you earlier, it's mind over matter. So this is how I deal with it. Eddie and Walter. Eddie will be 78 this year. Walter will be 77. And I'm the one that always is concerned about them, concerned about their health, concerned about their well-being. You know, I know they got significant others that care about them, but when I got those two guys with me, I'm always looking, seeing if one buckling or one grabbing their heart, doing that. So to me, it's cool for me because they get a chance to rest and to kind of reboot. You know what I mean? Because those guys are going. We doing 6-7 months out of the year. And those guys in our world, and me and you in our world, if we weren't in the entertainment business, we'd be looking at them like grandfathers and great grandfathers.
Yeah.
And they're going out, catching flights, eating when they can or however they can, and going on stage for an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And dancing and singing at 78.
And doing it.
Yeah, so I worry about them So for me, this is just a reboot. I can deal with it. It's a reboot. So I'm glad that, no, I'm not glad. I don't want to use that word.
Right.
I can deal with it, with them not being on the road right now.
Going.
I know the walls is closing in on Eddie. I know that. I seen him doing TikTok.
He is always doing something. If he's not touring, he's on a play, he's doing interviews, he's always doing something. But Eric, I wanted to ask you, Eric, I mean, what a dream of a lifetime. You are born and bred in Cleveland, Ohio, where the mighty OJs are from. You've been singing all of your life. But for that one person who might not happen to know, how did you come to join the OJs?
I was still trying to make it in the entertainment business. I moved to Detroit because I thought that that's where I can get to LA. Right, so I knew that was Motown. I had a best friend there, which you know him too. You know Ernie, but he's John Mason in Detroit.
Okay.
And so he told me to come to Detroit. So I came to Detroit to try to make it in the business. So I teamed up with a young lady named Jeannie Lau. So we were doing like a modern day Peaches and Herb type thing with a little hip hop twist to it. And Gerald found me and called me and said, Dad and them is holding an audition. I need you to come back to Cleveland. And I said, okay. So I came back to Cleveland, and I didn't have anything. I didn't have money. I didn't have nothing. Gerald gave me $300 and told me, go get a room for the night. He said, go get a room for the night and be back here, and we're gonna tell Dad about you, I don't know what kind of night he was talking about me having for $300. I got me a room for 2 weeks. I got right over there by the airport.
We from around the way. We know how to make it work.
I'm trying to tell you, I got me a $29 room. And I was there for 2 weeks. Trust me. I was there. I had a nice shower. I had cable and HBO. I was good. I don't know what room he wanted me to get for a night.
But we was good.
Yeah, I didn't know nothing about that. So it came and going on stage for an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And dancing and singing at 78.
And doing it.
Yeah, so I worry about them. So for me, this is just a reboot. I can deal with it. It's a reboot. So I'm glad that, no, I'm not glad. I don't want to use that word.
Right.
I can deal with it, with them not being on the road right now.
Going.
I know the walls is closing in on Eddie. I know that. I seen him doing TikTok.
He is always doing something. If he's not touring, he's on a play, he's doing interviews, he's always doing something. But Eric, I wanted to ask you, Eric, I mean, what a dream of a lifetime. You are born and bred in Cleveland, Ohio, where the mighty OJs are from. You've been singing all of your life. But for that one person who might not happen to know, how did you come to join the OJs?
I was still trying to make it in the entertainment business. I moved to Detroit because I thought that that's where I can get to LA. Right, so I knew that was Motown. I had a best friend there, which you know him too. You know Ernie, but he's John Mason in Detroit.
Okay.
And so he told me to come to Detroit. So I came to Detroit to try to make it in the business. So I teamed up with a young lady named Jeannie Lau. So we were doing like a modern day Peaches and Herb type thing with a little hip hop twist to it. And Gerald found me and called me and said, Dad and them is holding an audition. I need you to come back to Cleveland. And I said, okay. So I came back to Cleveland, and I didn't have anything. I didn't have money. I didn't have nothing. Gerald gave me $300 and told me, go get a room for the night. He said, go get a room for the night and be back here, and we're gonna tell Dad about you, I don't know what kind of night he was talking about me having for $300. I got me a room for 2 weeks. I got right over there by the airport.
We from around the way. We know how to make it work.
I'm trying to tell you, I got me a $29 room, and I was there for 2 weeks. Trust me, I was there. I had a nice shower, I had cable, I had HBO. I was good. I don't know what room he wanted me to get for a night.
But we was good.
Yeah, I didn't know nothing about that. So I came back to the studio over on 93rd and Way, and Gerald was cutting the Father and Son album. And, of course, like I told you earlier, I didn't have any money. I was broke. So Gerald let me cut the background vocal for the Father and Son album and paid me $1,600. Now, what he was doing was he was keeping me close to everybody. He was keeping me in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was keeping me close to Eddie and just close to the camp.
Yeah.
And when we got ready to do the Father and Son tour, they let me come to a meeting, and Gerald didn't want 3 girls to sing. He said, I want 2 girls and a guy. And they said, well, who we gonna get for the guy? And Reggie Levert said, what do you mean we gonna get for the guy? Binky's sitting right there.
Right there.
So Gerald said, okay, Binky win. I never auditioned to be a background singer for a Father and Son. He just said, Binky win. Okay, we gotta get 2 girls. And then he got Serena and Coco. So I'm doing the Father and Son. And now I'm starting to rehearse the Father and Son. Now they're trying to figure out who they're going to get to be the third person to come out when the OJs come out. Mm-hmm. So I told them that I could do it. And they said, well, how are you going to do that? And you're doing the backgrounds for the tour. I said, I'll change clothes. When Gerald do I Give Anything and Everything to Fall in Love, I'll sneak off and I'll come change clothes. I used to change clothes. There was a thing that they came out. When Gerald and them would come out and all the singles would come out in the middle, they put a little clothing thing back there, and they had my suit hanging up, and I would change right there on stage and come out. I did that for 17 weeks, and I would come out. So I was doing something like 30-something songs a night. And so then that's when his father said, okay, he learned this 15-minute show. Let's see how he retains doing an hour and a half. We're going to take him to Vegas with the old man, with Charlie Atkins. Let's see if he can retain that singing and all of that. So when I got there, they just don't know. They don't know my work ethic. You know what I'm saying? I used to rehearse.
They know who they was dealing with.
Yeah, I used to rehearse in y'all living room. So, I rehearsed every day. So once they get me that, I asked Charlie Atkins for the tapes of Sammy Strain, and I asked him for the tapes of Nate Best because I wanted to learn what not to do and what to do. So I would watch Sammy Strain, I would get them tapes, I would turn the TV sideways, and I would emulate Sammy so that I would be up on what I got to do next when I get to rehearsal.
Right.
So rehearsal was scheduled for 12 weeks. I got it in 9. But I rehearsed every day. I rehearsed Monday through Sunday. I rehearsed every single day. Every single day. I even rehearsed 2 hours after rehearsal.
Wow.
Because I wanted to be as good as Sammy. You know what I mean? Sammy was my gauge. That was my yardstick. I wanted to be as good as Sammy because Sammy was the ultimate middleman.
Yes, he was.
You know what I mean? So I knew that. So I just didn't want to let them down. And Gerald was the reason why I even got a chance to even get introduced to that situation.
Yeah, we know he was a teddy bear, and may his soul rest in peace, him and Sean. And I'm so glad that he believed in you. He sought you out. And look what $300 did.
Yeah, I mean, Gerald was a fan of the Deltones. He was a fan of our group.
Really?
Yes. So, because when me and Gerald, we became friends, which later on became a brotherhood, but we became friends when he was 14. He used to come and watch us perform. But Gerald was a solo artist then.
Okay.
John was on drums and Mark was on keyboard. Mm-hmm. Out front then. But then he wanted a group. And so he went and took Sean off the drums, took Mark off the keyboards, and he dealt with what he had. He didn't have no auditions or anything. He just dealt with the people that he had and said, we're going to be a singer.
Right.
But yeah, he used to love them Deltones, man. And
that's what's up.
Yeah. And we became close. I used to hang out at the big house. And we became close. So we made a pact, and we said whoever make it first, because Gerald thought we was going to make it first.
Okay.
Gerald actually thought, because we got a deal with Gamble and Huff. Yeah, I was working with Gamble and Huff and Bunny Stigler and them back then to be like the next OJs, but the OJs that never fell off.
Right,
so
right.
We didn't ever have a window to get in.
Right.
So they would just cut us and put us on the shelf. And then, so Gerald thought that I was going to be the next one to make it in with us. And so we just made a pact. Whoever make it first, bring the other one in. So Gerald got the success. I wasn't doing that good, and he just never forgot me.
That's so that is a true rags to riches, good best friend brotherhood story. I love that so much. You keep mentioning your radio gig, and I'm not gonna keep you much longer because I know you are busy.
No, I'm not. I'm really not busy right now. I'm talking to my niece. I'm good.
Okay. So you mentioned your radio gig, the Eric Nolan Show, NOVU 95.9 FM in Cleveland, Ohio. Tell us all about it.
Oh, it's this is what happened. Actually, when I came to your radio show and I saw what you were doing, and I saw the kind of leverage that you had and what you would, how you had your own, like you programmed your own thing. I wanted a situation like that. But someone had introduced me to a gentleman in Washington, D.C. He asked me how would I feel about having my own radio show. I was like, okay, cool, I can do it. He said, if you had one, how would you do it? So I gave him my blueprint right off the top of my head. I didn't have it written down.
Right. Got to stay ready, though.
Oh, yeah. You don't get ready. You have to be ready. So he liked that. So I was recording my show here in Cleveland at the WOVU.
Okay.
Myself and Mark Ribbons and Grace Roberts was producing my show at the time. So Mark Ribbons and I we formed a friendship, a bond over at the WOVU. And so I would record my show and I would send it to DC on WHUR. I was on HD4. I did that for like 18 months. Okay. When I would release my record, and a lot of Cleveland artists would release their records, we knew we had a place we could go to in the WOVU.
Okay.
So with myself, Kanye Dawson. Well, I can't really put Kanye Dawson in that because Kanye Dawson will get played all over. But as far as Cleveland is concerned, she could go there. I could go there. The Alvin Frazier's, different artists could go and they could get their record played in Cleveland on the WOVU. The WOVU folded on December the 6th. When the WOVU folded on December 6th, it broke my heart. I mean, when I tell you it broke my heart, it broke my heart. I was hurt. One, because I knew that I didn't have a platform, because I wasn't going to get played on ZAK and I wasn't going to get played on 107.9 because that's Kathy Hughes station.
Okay.
I knew that wasn't going to happen. So I said, we don't have no format. We don't have no place to get played. So I went to a gentleman by the name of Delvis Valentine. And I said, Delvis was over at 95.9 at night. I said, Delvis, do you think I can have a meeting with your general manager? He said, yeah. I said, because I want to do a radio show one day on a Monday. I said, I want to do a radio show, have a day on the radio so that I can play Cleveland artists. Because we don't have no platform. He got me a meeting with the guy. By the time we got finished, he told me I had. Remember when I came to DC, I played on the 9th up at the City Winery.
City Winery.
I played the City Winery on February the 9th. He gave me the 10th. So I left DC at 4 a.m. to come back to Cleveland to do the show on the 10th. By the time he only gave me from 3 to 5. By the time I got 4:15, he asked me to do 2 more days. They asked me to do Tuesday, gave me an extra hour for Monday, and he gave me Sunday night.
Wow.
So then I started thinking of format. So, of course, my Sunday night is, just on some cool, like for lovers only type deal.
Okay.
The Monday, I spotlight Cleveland DJs, I spotlight Cleveland artists. Tuesday, I spotlight Cleveland artists.
Wow.
Now I got a format to play Cleveland artists. So now I'm trying to figure out, how do I get Cleveland artists heard abroad? So I keep pushing the app, keep pushing the WOVU app. And then I got this newfound thing. This lady told me, she said, you should start going live. I said, I ain't going live. That's corny. That's for the young people. But then Instagram. And it started working out. When I go live on Facebook, they cut me off or whatever. But Instagram, I start doing live. So now, my point to you in answering your question, I hate to be so detailed.
That's okay.
I'm a detailed person.
Me too.
And now, so the way I'm trying to think of it is, if I can get the radio show to pick up momentum, people get to hear these records abroad. I got people that's listening to these Cleveland artists in Atlanta, in Canada, in Argentina, in Boston, in LA. I got people that comes in and they hear these records. And even off the app. So my contribution to try to help our Cleveland artists is to get them heard abroad. And, best service is tell somebody service. You know what I mean? And once they hear that record and they tell somebody, and they go download their records. So that was the reason why I really wanted a radio show in Cleveland. Because in D.C., doing the show, I could only speculate what they listen to in D.C. All I know is go-go, that they like go-gos. I kind of center stuff around that, but I couldn't play certain things because I didn't know if it got to D.C. You know what I mean? So when I got that position, I just said, WHR, thank you, but I'm a Cleveland guy, and I'm trying to help our people in Cleveland the best way I can.
And that is a wonderful thing. I mean, that story just came full circle, rest in peace, Gerald, help you, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You wasn't even thinking about no OJ.
No, but I was trying to take the place of the OJ.
Correct. Right. And the fact that somebody helped you, you put your hard work in it. You believed in yourself. They believed in you. You didn't want to let yourself down. You didn't want to let them down. I mean, the jewels that you just dropped in that story are amazing. And then to come full circle, have so much success in your life, and it's not even over with yet. You still going, because here's another chapter. Here's another chapter that you're able to take everything that you've learned and give back to the very people who love you. The home of Cleveland, okay? It's the land. I mean, everybody wants to be there, right? So I just love it. One other thing, though, Eric, you everybody knows that you're with the OJs, but you are also you also put out your own CD, On My Way.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mother's Day is coming up this weekend, so how about a nice little Eric Nolan Grant concert for the mothers singing On My Way?
You know what? I did something like that here. I did a living room concert here.
Okay.
In Cleveland on Channel 8. And I guess it went well because I started getting a lot of people that, what do you call them when they ask to be your friend on Instagram and stuff?
Followers.
Yeah, followers, yeah.
They're called followers. And look, I see that you have some Eric's Angels following. So,
Oh, yeah, I got
this
the
would be a perfect weekend to go ahead and go live and sing us some On My Way and just make us fall in love with you.
I might try something, but I know I'm doing it. I got a concert. I'm doing a living room thing for the Rewind Network. I'm doing that for Mother's Day with Tony Cherry, Steve from Troop, and Lenny Williams. So I'm doing something for the Rewind Network for that Mother's Day.
Did you say Terry?
Tony Terry.
Tony Terry from DC. I love Tony Terry. He's from DC. He's a graduate of Duke Ellington School of Arts here.
Absolutely.
He's one of my favorites. He really, really is. So I know you've seen the Verzas, that Swiss Beats and Timbaland started. Erykah Badu and Scott. You think